recording. Oh, it's not telling me it's recording because I've got the volume down. Okay, but it is recording. All right. I I had this thing happen today. I had this thing happen. Um, and so I've got to share with you guys. Let's see. Where am I? Oh yeah. So I was on TikTok and yes, I was scrolling. I was scrolling. I admit I was scrolling. And the family has had this thing that we just recently watched the Deadpool movies. I know, but we have some dark humor in our home. And there's some quotes and stuff in that. And we are on, and I'm not getting, this isn't sponsored or anything, but we are on Mint Mobile. We've done Mint Mobile for quite a while. That has saved us a ton of money on cell phone service. So anyway, so Ryan Reynolds is just he's funny. Okay. So I'm scrolling through TikTok and all of a sudden there is this live, the official Deadpool live feed. And I'm like, I'm just walking through the house while I'm, trying to catch up on the news and whatnot that comes over TikTok. And this pops up and it is a live feed. And I'm like, oh my goodness. And Paul and I just both stop in the middle of what we're doing. And um and Deadpool, and I'm assuming it's Ryan Reynolds that sound like him, but he's got the mask on, so you don't know for sure. And he's got a cup of coffee, which I don't know how I was going to drink it with the mask on, but whatever. And it's funny, he had a whole bunch of little stuffed, like it was a little girl's room, little stuffed unicorns hanging in the background, and it looked like he was sitting in a children's room, right? Which I'm just not even going to go there. Anyway, um, and he says, hey, tell me where you all are from. And so everybody starts posting, what state or country or whatever. And he's going through and he says, oh, Oklahoma, that's my safe port. And then he keeps going. And Paul and I are both sitting here watching this, listening. And we're like, wait, what? Oklahoma, that's my safe port. So I have to, you guys know I'm going to fall down a rabbit hole, right? So here we go. And I'm not saying this is anything, okay? It was just a strange thing that he said on his live video. So I'm not saying anything here, good, bad, or otherwise. I'm just, this is interesting. What is this about? So I look up Safeport, Oklahoma, and you get some of this, safest and most dangerous places in Oklahoma. And there's, it's a thing. It's a thing. Um, I won't go to Tulsa for the life of me if I don't have to. Okay. Last time I went to Tulsa, they were, the Celtic woman was there and it, I took a bunch of homeschool girls and they dressed up in formal wear and we went to go see the Celtic woman at one of the Oral Roberts things. I think it was. Anyway, we went out to a nice restaurant with them all dressed up in their fancy dresses and we took them to a Celtic woman concert. They had a blast. That has been years ago. Okay. So anyway, that was the last time I had been there and I've only been there once before when my mother-in-law was at the Cancer Treatment Center in 1994. So I don't go to Tulsa. I don't go to Tulsa. Okay. Just putting that out there. Tulsa is now, well, I could go in. That's another rabbit hole. Let's just not go there right now. So anyway, this popped up. Wikipedia, Safe Port Act of 2006. And yes, I did download the PDF. and I have not gone through it yet, but the PDF is listed at the top of the Wikipedia website. That doesn't happen very often, people. That's interesting. Okay, and in this PDF, when you go down here, it starts saying things about a certain thing that happened at the beginning of this decade and Homeland Defense and whatnot and things. So here's the U.S. Government Accountability Office, Maritime Security. And if you've heard any of the videos and stuff that talk about maritime law, this is what's popping up in my head. Okay. Um, so there's some interesting highlights here about this, which we know when that started, right? Um, and here's some highlights and reports and accessible text and stuff that you can, if you want to do some further, I'm going to do some further research, but it's going to have to be later. So, because I've got some other things I need to do. I've got a magazine coming out here pretty soon. I got to get it done. Um, so here's another. I don't think I downloaded this one. Let me do that real quick. Save. I've got all kinds. Yeah, that's in my documents. Let's see. Uh, oh, we'll have more than one. Okay. So got that too. And then Oklahoma Department of Transportation, Oklahoma ports. So we do have ports. Oklahoma is in the middle of the United States, but we do have ports because we got this big river that goes along the bottom of Oklahoma. Okay, so here's from Kansas. Here's Oklahoma up here. Here's Texas. Oh no, this is up by Muskogee. So this is up by Tulsa. This is up by Tulsa. Muskogee is up by Tulsa. And here's Fort Smith. And this is whichever river this is. Okay. We've got several rivers. Not, I mean, it's just we have the elevation in feet of different rivers and what's going on. Here's, yep, Tulsa right there in the verdigris. Yeah, that's what Paul was talking about because he's like, the verdigris River goes through here. It also goes, if you remember Little House on the Prairie, this is the river that Mr. Edwards crossed on the one of the first Christmas episodes coming from Independence with their gifts. Okay. I'm a Little House on the Prairie buff, So, uh, anyway, here is mini Hollywood now, and the base of NASA. This is where the NASA administrator is an Oklahoman and is in this area now. Okay, so we've got that, and we've got a lot of. Let's see, I think gore. Um, So anyway, there's a lot of information here. I'll put the link in the description. And if you do Oklahoma, you come up with Oklahoma becomes a prime destination. Actors from Oklahoma, famous people around the world, filmed in Oklahoma, Hollywood on the Prairie. Anyway, there's some interesting. So I had to bring that up because it threw me for a loop and I'm like, Oklahoma, that's my safe port. Oh, really? The middle of a live or at the beginning. I don't know how long he had been on, just asking where everybody was at and just happened to say, oh, Oklahoma, that's my safe port. Oh, really? Um, okay. And is that the actors? I mean, I, I, okay, guys, I mean, help me out here. If you guys know anything about this, like maritime law, Safe Port Act, any of this kind of stuff, and what this could possibly be, I mean, some, give me some options here. Give me some, because my little tin hatty brain is going, and I'm just, what on earth? So help me out here. Give me some logical explanations of what this is about. I would like to know, why would a Canadian, I'm assuming it's the actual actor, because then he said, oh, Canada, why would a Canadian want Oklahoma in the middle of the United States to be his safe port? And why would he even need one? I'm just, help me out here. Help me out here. If you subscribe to the magazine now, just putting that out there, you get the fall edition of the magazine and the fall 2024 edition and the winter 2025 edition. You'll get both of them. You'll get the fall edition right now, and then you will get the winter edition when it comes out January 30th. So you kind of, it's a two for one thing. So this is a good time to subscribe if you have not. And if you're interested in, you know, sustainable living from a biblical perspective, we've got devotions, we have poems. It's uplifting. It really is. We have history, we have homeschool and 4-H ideas. We've got, homemaking and some homesteading and garden and that type of thing. We've got all kinds of stuff in it. So plus, I mean, we've covered like apologetics and some deeper things too. And I usually do throw in some politics and or some Tim and Hattie stuff because of course I'm me and I have to, right? So anyway, if you're interested, that is available. If you're in the community, it's available in the learning tab, and you can get each one. You can get the archived ones. You can get the older one editions if you would like. And I think whenever you look at those, you can kind of see what um, the the table of contents is for each one. I think that's how I've got it. My platform is having some glitches right now, so if you have problems, email me, and or just try again later. They're working on it, so I'm sure they'll have me back up and going, here pretty soon. But the group's still up. So anyway, if you're in the group, then you do have access to the individual ones if you want to buy them individually or, to subscribe. And I've got a homemaking course in there and a couple of other things. I put my books in there if you would rather have a PDF that you can, print out yourself or whatever. So, and which is kind of nice with like the coloring book, you can print out as many copies as you want for your children, or if you're doing a Sunday school class or a Sabbath school class or something. So anyway, okay. Um, I hope this was enlightening, and I look forward to comments in the comment section. Help me out here. You guys, I need help on this one. So love y'all.